Hey, it's me, Charlotte 360. I know I'm in my car in the dark and it's snowing outside. It's actually really pretty. But I finally got ratioed and I had to share it with somebody because this never happens to me because no one fucking cares about me. And so to be ratioed and to get people's attention is actually quite stunning. I think I've taken it with, as much good humor as I can, but it's also like sometimes I realize I have YouTube conversations on Twitter, and obviously these two platforms, nuance is lost on one and maybe not the other. But anyway, let me tell you about me getting ratioed. And if you could, please go on my Twitter. I'm Shawa_360 on Twitter. And yeah, I am currently being ratioed, like right now. So I saw a tweet about the fact that Taman's latest album, Guilty, has sold more copies than Poet Artist and is the highest selling solo Shiny effort ever. And I think he sold like 250,000 albums, which, first of all, that's stunning. That's amazing. Taman selling 500,000 on his own. I don't think people understand. Well, I won't say people. I don't think people who aren't Shawls understand how big that is because those are almost group numbers. Like, honestly, those are almost group numbers. So it's a huge achievement. But the headline I saw said that Taman now has, hi, Anthony. Taman now has the highest solo sales for Shiny um, since Jong released Poet Artist. And I wrote, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm happy for Taman, but it hurts. I don't know. That's what I wrote. That's what I tweeted. And I have a bunch of people quote tweeting me, and people call me a weird hoe, call me an old bitch. Like, I mean, people are calling me a lot of things. And that's why I said, check out my Twitter, because this is the most action my Twitter timeline has ever had. But it's one of those things where, like I said, I was having a YouTube conversation on Twitter. And I want to kind of expand on it here because I think it's important to, I don't know, for me personally, to go through my feelings because I'm the kind of person that if I don't vocalize or try to reason out or logic out my feelings, I hold that shit inside. That shit makes me sick and it's not a good time. So just to run through the process and what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling, I'm really happy for Taman. I'm always going to be happy for Taman, but every day, every year that goes by, we are further and further away from the time that Jong could do anything. He died 6 years ago. It's going to be 6 years. And he's never going to release another album. We're never going to get any more vocals from him. He's never going to do another photo shoot. He's never going to film another video. He's never going to do anything. He's never going to get a chance to be competitive. He's never going to get a chance to do another comeback cycle. Everything for him is gone. And everything that he did now becomes a footnote. And one day, in the not that far future, mind you, but one day, if Shiny hits 21 years, there'll have been more Shiny walking the earth without Jong than with him. And that's something I've thought about before, and I may have vocalized that on my channel. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but it's sad to think that we're getting to a point where we won't have him soon. Like, not like, because obviously we don't have him now, but like when people talk about Shiny, there will be fans of Shiny. There are currently fans of Shiny who have never known Jong was Shiny. Like, they got new fans from Hard, they got new fans from Don't Call Me, they got new fans from the series. There's people who are constantly discovering Shiny, and Jong is just not a part of their discovery of the group. And that makes me sad. That makes me sad. I'm still happy for everybody. I mean, the people on Twitter who are ratioing me have no idea how much money I have spent on solo efforts for Shiny members. Like, seriously, I literally just did a video with all the copies of Taman's album that I bought and talking about how I'm trying to get my hands on copies of Key's album because that one, I don't know if SM just didn't print enough, but it has been really hard to get my hands on. Anyway, they're not going to know because all I am is a tweet. I'm the person to tackle for the day. And if that's the case, fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm the person to tackle for the day. But it is one of those things where I'm learning one lesson again, have YouTube conversations on YouTube, Twitter conversations on Twitter. But two, I'm just learning that like I still feel a way about it. After all this time, I don't talk about Jongin as much as I used to. Um, One, because I feel like there was a while there right after he died where I was mentioning him a lot. And I feel like I was mentioning him so much that it was like kind of bringing other people down. And maybe I wasn't moving on the way I was supposed to. So I don't mention him nearly as often as I used to. But along with that, I also was like, I wondered if sitting with the memory of him and sitting with the memory of kind of how I felt before he was gone, how I felt right after he left, how I feel about things going on without him. I felt like if I stayed in that space too long, I wouldn't be able to appreciate Shiny now because that unfortunately is a thing. If I spent too long thinking about what was lost, I couldn't appreciate what we have gained. And I've really enjoyed content from Shiny since Jung has passed. I can't say that any of the products that have come out are my fave. I still kind of stick to the classics. My favorite album still is Married to the Music. But, I try to give a shot to everything that they do. Even the Japanese stuff, which the Japanese stuff has not been my fave. They haven't done much in actually Shiny has not done very much in terms of releasing albums in Japan since Jung passed away. Like I don't think they've done a full album since he passed away. Like 5 came out, they did the best of, they did a single, but yeah, they haven't done a full album. But anyway, um yeah, I didn't want him and his memory to cloud over the joy I have for new Shiny contents, new Shiny materials, solo releases, comebacks. I've tried to talk about everything outside of him, but to be real and to be very honest, I miss him all the time. I miss him all the time. I constantly hear songs and I think about where his voice could sit. I see music videos and I imagine what his version of the concept would be. Having Onu gone from the group as long as he's been, I get worried. Not because I think Onu doesn't want to go back to the group, nothing like that. I just get worried about how, I don't think I can stand to lose one more member of Shiny. Like, even if Onu said, I can't continue the group because of my health, I would get it. I would understand it. I would support any decision that he made. But it would just be one of those things where I think I couldn't enjoy Shiny nearly as much if I'm only hearing 3 voices. And I think that might be an ugly thing to say. I think that might be not a great thing to say. And I don't want to hurt anybody and I don't want to seem like I don't like everybody else, but I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I'm really, really glad that I have a space here where I can put out my feelings and feel like I have a curated group of people that get it. Because I don't always feel like everybody gets it. But no, it's happening like right now. I'm getting mad ratio. I think I had like 2 likes to re 30 quote tweets and like, you're a dumb bitch, you're blah, blah, blah. Um, I'll probably just not start. I'll probably stop responding to people. I've responded to a few people, but I'll probably stop responding to people because it'll get to a point where I don't care for responding anymore. But I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you because it is an achievement. Like, honestly, the most retweeted thing I've ever had has been, I think I said something about SM during the whole like cacao hype thing. And I think that was like 20 different tweets, something like that. But yeah, it's weird to be the villain of Twitter for the evening, for maybe tomorrow. Who I've got people tweeting me in different languages. Somebody like literally I just got a little notification that somebody tweeted me in Spanish. So like it's going wide. It's getting lots of commentary. But it is weird. It is weird. And also, I have to say, because this is important too, I don't think I appreciate enough how brutal social media can be to people because social media hasn't been brutal to me. I'll be honest, I grew up without social media. Like, I grew up when I was in high school, I remember getting my first Yahoo account when I was a junior. I remember the internet being on CDs. Like, literally, I remember that you would get a CD in the mail, and that would be how you would access the internet. And you had to pay by the hour to be on the internet. That's how old I am. And so I didn't grow up with social media. I didn't grow up with constant communication with people. I didn't grow up having to think about whether or not the trolls will get me. That never happened to me because again, I just didn't have that. And when I finally did get on social media, when I finally did start filming my voice, my face, my collection, all that kind of stuff, I was like well grown. I was in my 30s when I filmed my very first YouTube video. I was in my 30s when I got my first Twitter account, when I got my first I have a TikTok. I don't post anything on TikTok, so don't look for me. But yeah, I was in my 40s when I got my first TikTok. I was in my 30s when I got my first YouTube channel. I was in my 30s when I got my first Twitter. Like, there's so many things that I didn't do until later on. And when people would talk about like how brutal social media is and the constant like feeling like everyone is after you and it never stops, it's day and night. You wake up in the morning and there's a whole bunch of people who maybe don't know you but have terrible things to say about you. I remember hearing these stories and I didn't think that they were fake. I want to be sure I say that. It isn't that I thought it was fake. It was more that I'm like, hey, you could just turn it off. Like, that's all you got to do, just turn it off. And I can. I can turn off a lot of shit if I want to. But it was also one of those things where, like, for a second there, when, like, I saw that the number was climbing, I was like, ooh, kind of nervous. What the fuck? What's going on? And also, I was a little bit nervous about whether people who I follow who don't follow me back might be like, oh, I need to block her because she's not a real fan or whatever. And trust me, I'm not worried about, oh no, my fave is going to block me. It's not that kind of thing. It's more like I don't have the time to really curate a lot of the shiny content I retweet. I follow accounts, and when I follow accounts and they tweet something that I'm interested in, I then retweet that. That's a lot of what I do on Twitter. A lot of my Twitter is retweets and a few little quote tweets here and there, but for the most part, retweets. And when I'm retweeting people, a lot of times I'm getting it from much larger shiny accounts. Like, I follow Shiny Films, I follow like It's Shiny 5, I think. I have several shiny accounts that I follow. And it would really be sad to me if those people block me because then it really limits the amount of shiny news and information I'm going to have access to. That makes me sad. Like, that legitimately hurts my feelings. But again, like I said, it's my fault for having a YouTube conversation on Twitter. So it is what it is. Also, fuck YouTube for a second. Just small but big. Um, I can see your comments. Like, I can see Sarah said, oh damn, and that's okay to feel, by the way. And then I can see Anthony saying hi Sam because I said hi to him back. And then I can even see, looks like Kim saying people be jobless online. I can see all of that. The last two lives that I've done when I've been in horizontal mode, couldn't read a fucking thing. Could not read any of the live chat. And I think that means that Twitter, something is going on with their engineering department, whatever, not Twitter, YouTube, whatever's going on with the engineering department at YouTube, but it's making it to where I think they don't want people to film vertical videos on live anymore because the default for vertical videos, the default for live videos is now vertical, number one. But then, like I said, number two, I can't read comments when I'm horizontal. I don't know why that is, but like I can literally see everything you guys are saying. And that really sucks because on my last live, there were so many comments because I talked about Taman's concept being boy Lolita. And yeah, I saw so many people responding and I could not read a single word they were saying because it was so messed up. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I hate that. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm gonna get off real soon because, like I said, that's the only thing I want to talk about. Like, I got ratioed. Fun, fun, fun. But I didn't see it until after I filmed my video showing the Taemin albums that I got. But Taemin did the Guilty Challenge with Rain. And for those of you who have followed me for a really long time, you know that Rain is my original bias. Like, Rain was the first person that I was like, that guy forever. Things have cooled off between me and Rain in recent years for sure, because number one, he's just had a lot of issues in terms of some shady shit that he's been doing with like real estate and some other stuff, not so cool. And also, like, he had a weird interaction with Taemin one time. It was like Taemin, Ihuri, and Rain, because I think what Taemin was filling in for somebody else, and it was a weird interaction. Anyway, I haven't been following Rain as much. I don't think I bought his newest album. I don't think I did. Or if I did, I don't ever listen to it. But we're not here to talk about me falling out of love with Rain. I still have love for the music, not so much into the man anymore. But Rain did the Guilty Challenge with Taemin. And number one, it was nice to see a grown ass man do a sexy dance because Rain is like real grown. But two, at the end of the challenge, Rain picks Taemin up and carries him off into the sunset. I don't know what it is, but he picked him up like he was a teddy bear and walked him away. And I was just like, wow, either Taemin weighs 5 pounds or Rain is super strong, because the way he lifted that boy up, it was like it looked like he was lifting up a toddler. It did not look like he was lifting up a fellow grown man. So I want to make sure I mentioned that in case you guys didn't see it, because I was stunned. Also, Taemin did the Guilty Challenge with one of the kids from, is it Riz? Riiz? How do you pronounce it? Is it Rise? I think it's pronounced Rise, but I also feel like because it's double I's, it might be Rees. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say it out loud. Anyway, I saw him dancing with one of the members of SM's newest not NCT group, and I don't know who that boy is. His name starts with a W. It's like Juan something. That boy was pretty. He's a really pretty kid, and I'm like, oh, I hope that things work out well for you because you look very delicate. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Do you guys have anything you wanted to talk about with me? Because I really don't have anything going on. Let's see what K-Pop Town still hasn't shipped my albums, which is surprising because everything I ordered from them should have been in stock. I haven't gotten a notice that it's not in stock. Tomorrow will make it a week since I ordered everything that should have been in stock, and I haven't gotten a shipping notice. The only thing I've gotten from them is payment accepted. So maybe it's time for me to stop buying with K-Pop Town. Like, I try to stick with Catch Up CD most of the time anyway because they're my favorite place to shop. But K-Pop Town is who I go to when I'm looking for like K indie stuff, and when I'm looking for stuff that like is sold out on Catch Up CD. And this last time I got all the other key albums that I didn't already have. I got a copy of Jungkook's Golden, which I got it from them, so I'm not buying it at Target. I bought Soleil's album, or is it Soul or Soleil? It's Sole. But like, there used to be a rapper in the 90s called Soleil, but maybe it's just Soul. I bought her album, I bought Hoodie's album, I bought Gemini's album, and I think that's it. I think I just got like all the key versions, the one Jungkook album, and the 3 indie albums. But yeah, not a single shipping update from them. And I'm kind of pissed because it was not cheap. Like, the shipping was fucking $35. Ugh. Somebody on Twitter said girl math is buying more items to get cheaper shipping. That is a fucking fact. Like, I try so hard to maximize my shipping opportunities, and having to pay $35 for shipping is not easy. And so for them not to ship promptly, to wait a full week and have no updates, kind of pissed, kind of a little upset about that. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk with you later. Bye.